Judy Monroe, and I'm chair of the organizing committee for this event today, and past president of the Toronto chapter of the Financial Executives International. And on behalf of the FEI Toronto chapter, I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone here and thank you for joining us at this inaugural best-in-class invitational case competition. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Financial Executives International, we are a nonprofit organization. Our membership consists of the senior financial officers of many of the medium and large-sized corporations internationally. In North America, we have over 15,000 members. In Canada, we have over 1,500 members. And in Toronto chapter, we have 600 members. We have a monthly dinner meeting. We put on technical breakfast seminars. We put on a national conference once a year. We are the sponsors of the CFO of the Year Awards. We have a research foundation. And tonight we're launching our latest initiative, the Best-in-Class Invitational Case Competition. This, we hope, will become an annual event on the calendar of all the major MBA schools in Canada. And it's no coincidence that tonight we have invited what we feel are some of the top schools in Canada, Ivey, Rotman, Queen's, and Schulich, to be here tonight to launch this event. This case competition is distinctive in two ways. It's invitational, by invitation only, and it's live. Up until yesterday morning, our participants did not know who the case company was. And that is, I'm told, quite unusual in case competitions. And we put them in great suspense. We gave them a number of questions yesterday. They met the executive of our case company, which is XM Canada Satellite Radio, who are here with us tonight. And they met the executives of XM Canada yesterday morning for the first time. John Vitove shared with his student participants his vision of satellite radio in Canada. And his executive team did a Q&A with our students, and they sequestered for the rest of the day. And they presented this morning the answers to some skill testing questions to our panel of judges representing some of the top business leaders in Canada. We had a crisis about 2 o'clock today at XM Canada. It was hypothetical. And our students sequestered once again and came back for a final round. So it is a little unusual to run a case competition this way, but we did want to distinguish this case competition. And from the feedback I've gotten so far today, I think that it was quite successful. This was an idea that germinated about 18 months ago when I started my presidency of the Financial Executives International Toronto chapter. I was faced with a high-class problem. We had a huge financial surplus, and our membership was growing exponentially in Toronto chapter. We continued to lower our membership to the point where we didn't think it was appropriate to lower it any longer, and we thought, what will we do that's meaningful? And so I came up with the idea of doing a case competition, and I had a number of reasons that I thought it was a good idea. And thankfully, a number of other people embraced that. I wanted to develop a closer relationship with the academic community. And I wanted to introduce our future business leaders, you the students, to our organization early on in your careers. And I wanted to lever our many corporate relationships, both our sponsors and our member companies, with the academic community. And the case competition seemed to accomplish many of those objectives. So I enlisted the help of one of my organizing committee members, Bill Hewitt, and I said, Bill, what do you think of this? And he said, boy, that sounds pretty good. Why don't we go knock on the door of Schulich and knock on the door of Rotman, and let's see what they say. Well, they embraced us enthusiastically, and away we went. And 18 months later, I'm very proud to be standing here launching the first best-in-class invitational case competition. And, of course, I could never have done that alone. There were an awful lot of people that took part in that launch. And I'm going to take a minute or two, and I'd like to thank some of those people. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our founding sponsors, National Bank, KPMG, and Robert Half Management Resources. This would never have happened without your financial support. I'd also like to thank our media sponsor, National Post. for your tremendous support of this event. I'd also like to thank our judges who volunteered their time. They're busy people, and all of them gave significant time, and this was one of the deliberations we had today. Our judges actually weren't revealed to the case company till yesterday morning. We delivered, I think, about 6 inches of data to them yesterday afternoon and asked them to appear here this morning at 8 o'clock. Kudos to them. They had gone through the material, and they spent several hours deliberating over the competition. So I do thank our judges for their time. I'd also like to thank our student participants, because truly they are the star of the show tonight. So thank you all for your time and competition. And I'd also like to thank all our student hosts from Schulich School. The logistics behind an event like this, if you don't see them, it went well. And I think it went fairly well. So I want to thank all our students who helped to make this a success tonight. And I also wish to thank our case company, XM Canada Satellite Radio. What a great story. I'm buying stock. Now that I've heard all the analysis, and very well done for our student teams. Our case company will be speaking to you shortly, and we'll have a more formal introduction. But last but not least, a special thanks on my personal behalf to my organizing committee. And I'm going to call you each up here by name, and I would like you to come and accept a memento of this occasion and our hard work for 18 months in making this happen. First and foremost, I'd like to ask Liz Boel, our Toronto chapter administrator, to come up. Liz is our only employee of Toronto chapter. I want to let you all know that we have leaned on her heavily as a volunteer organization, and she's done a yeoman's job of supporting us through this event. It's been a busy couple of weeks, Liz, and we couldn't have done it without you. I'd also like to call up Ramona Zinkowski. Ramona was responsible for getting our media sponsorship of this event, for which I thank you, Ramona. And I'd also like to call on Bill Hewitt, Mark Walsh, and Frank Hayes. They have been my committee from day one. We have done this all together. Groundbreaking rules, criteria, judge, process, sponsorship. We've worked on it all over the last 18 months. And as I say, I could not have done it without these people. And I have 3 more people that have been very instrumental in making this happen, and I'd like you to come up and join us too. Ashwin Joshi, head of the MBA program for Schulich School. Kim Newtons, head of the MBA program for Rotman School of Management. And a young man whose resume you all would like to have, Antonio Estevari, who is the president of the graduating business school at Schulich. These are the people that made this event happen tonight. And I thank each and every one of you for your support in helping this to happen. Ashwin and Kim were very instrumental in guiding us through a lot of the academic side of this process, and Antonio was our enthusiastic student supporter and rallied all of our student team participants. All of these were important to making the success, and thank you.
Judy planned the agenda for this dinner, and she did not plan a little segment for thanking herself. But on behalf of the whole committee, there's no more fitting time than now, when the whole committee is before you all, to thank Judy very much for the idea, organizing us, keeping us in mind, all the late night emails, all the minutia that makes an event like this happen. Judy, thank you on behalf of everybody here.
I would be remiss if I didn't thank the Schulich School of Business for this fantastic facility. Very impressive, and I want to thank you for allowing us to host this first event here at Schulich. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce you to the Dean of the Schulich School of Business, Dean Horvath. Dezo Horvath is Dean and Tana Schulich Chair in Strategic Management at the Schulich School of Business, York University, where he has been a member of the faculty since 1977. Dr. Horvath received his Electrical Engineering MBA and PhD degrees in Sweden, following an early career in research and development with the Swedish multinational ASEA, now ABB, in the electrical industry. He was appointed to senior academic positions at Swedish and then Canadian universities. In addition to publishing books and articles on strategic management and international business, he's consulted widely in these fields to major corporations and to government. On becoming dean in 1988, Dean Horvath worked with internal and external stakeholders to position Schulich as Canada's global business school. The school is now in the process of becoming a transnational business school. It currently operates satellite centers in Beijing, China, Mumbai, India, and Seoul, South Korea. Schulich has strategic partnerships in more than 75 countries worldwide, including academic exchange agreements with more than 70 leading international business schools in 32 countries. In addition to being a faculty member at York University, Dean Horvath is the director of Inscape Corporation, Westport Innovations, and the Toronto International Leadership Centre for Financial Sector Supervision, a governor of Junior Achievement of Central Ontario, an advisory board member of the Corporate Social Responsibility Advisory Council, Economic Development Canada, the UBC Berkeley St. Petersburg University School of Management Program, and the Czech Management Center, Prague, the Czech Republic, of which he is also a co-founder. Dean Horvath is affiliated with the following organizations globally: Partnership in International Management, Pacific Asian Consortium for International Business Education and Research, the Academy of International Business, Consejo Latinoamericano de Escuelas de Administración. How did I do, Antonio? Did I do okay? American Assembly of Collegiate Schools of Business, European Foundation of Management Development, the Strategic Management Society, the Academy of Management, the Canadian Federation of Business School Deans, and the Administrative Sciences Association of Canada. That's why I didn't memorize this. Dean Horvath is the 2004 Academy of International Business Dean of the Year. In 1995, he received the B'nai B'rith Canada Award of Merit. Over the past 10 years, Dean Horvath has been invited to become a member of the Board of Advisors on the Canada Global Leadership Initiative by the Canadian Council of Chief Executives, a Fellow of the World Economic Forum, Geneva, Switzerland, member of the Premier's Council of Ontario, and he has been a keynote speaker at a number of International Chamber of Commerce conferences. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dean Horvath.
Thank you, Judy. Number one, we are very pleased to be the host of this inaugural event of the CASE competition. We think it is a very, very good idea to create this competition, and hopefully it's going to happen many, many years ahead. Maybe extend to other schools in Canada. I would also like to welcome, on behalf of the Schulich School, in addition to the organizers and sponsors, also members of the FEI, their spouses. I would like to welcome the students from all the 4 schools and accompanying faculty or coaches or staff members. The CASE method has always been a part of management education from its very inception. In fact, this was a predominant way of transferring knowledge earlier. But since the disciplines has been established in business, the CASE method has been replaced as a tool for transferring knowledge instead of applying what you learn in the classroom, create integration and developing critical skills. Also, given the world is increasingly becoming very, very complex, the CASE method has been replaced by bringing the classroom to the real world, to real world studies of organization over a 6 to 8 months period, which many of us are doing, which is a real test how to apply what you learned and how to integrate various facets of the organization. But even if that happened, almost in every class room, every course, you will find the case method still having relevance. And that's why I would like to congratulate the FEI to taking this initiative and creating this case competition. I am not envying the judges who had to make the choice of the winners tonight, because I know that all the groups has been excellent. They have taken time out from their busy schedule to engage in it, because I know the value of engaging in something like this. Further developing their analytical and critical skills, but also exposing themselves, maybe hopefully some of their future employees. And it's a great opportunity for those students who are here today to get to know a quite large number of individuals, which is very important for them to know in the future. So with that, I would like to again welcome you to the Schulich School. I would like to congratulate the winners already now, and frankly, all the participants, because even if they are maybe not the 3 winning classes, but it's very difficult sometimes to make a distinction between the winning groups in such a excellent group of students who I'm sure all did very well. So enjoy your dinner. Thank you.